Today is day 167 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at CODEWARS, and don't mind me, we've got limited time to stream today, or tonight, technically. The lights are off because it's a late night stream. The missus is, hey, tiny cat. Don't mind me. What are we touching? Are we good? I think we're still in OBS and little kitty's walking on the keyboard. I thought she destroyed like the whole stream, but fortunately that's not the case. So let's get out of OBS and into CODEWARS. Here we go. That's better. So we are continuing on day 167 here at CODEWARS. Very limited time to stream. We are going to basically hit the ground running. Let's find ourselves an exercise to do. Fingers crossed we can conquer it. The last 2 or 3 days, kind of on the longer side. We got like 20 to 30 minutes to stream. As I was mentioning, late night stream, lights are off. The missus has one of her early mornings. However, I too, oddly enough, have an early morning and need to awake at some ungodly hour. So that's why we need to have a short stream. That way we can get up at the crack of dawn. So, what looks good? 8. About fundamentals. Does that work? An 8 in fundamentals. Find the first non-consecutive number. Parse night int from character problem. No. On the Canadian border. Pole vault starting marks. Not familiar with pole vaulting. We'll save that for another day. Find the multiples of a number. That seems fairly easy. Alright, that might be our winner. Pretty straightforward. We can do JavaScript for it, I think. Yeah. Insert values. Finish guess number game. Opposite number. Squares of different volume of cuboids. I think number of people on the bus. I kind of want to try this one. So we've got a number of people in the bus, and it was find multiples of a number. One sounds far more interesting than the other. I think we're going to do the bus one. If we can find the bus again. Number of people in the bus. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, we're diving into it. Hashtag bus life. Okay. There's a bus moving in the city, and it takes and drops some people in each bus stop. You are provided a list or array in JavaScript of integer arrays. Each integer array has 2 items which represent number of people getting into the bus, the first item, and the number of people getting off the bus, the second item. The second value in the first integer array is 0, since the bus is empty at the first stop. That makes sense. Your task is to return number of people who are still in the bus after the last bus station after the last array. Your task is to return the number of people who are still in the bus after the last bus station, after the last array. So how many people are trapped on the bus, even though this is the last bus stop? The bus is not empty, and some people are still in the bus. And they're probably sleeping there. Gotcha. Take a look on the test case. Please keep in mind that the test case ensures that the number of people in the bus is always less than 0. Is always greater than or equal to 0, so the return integer can't be negative. Okay. Alright. So keep in mind the test case ensures the number of people in the bus is always greater than or equal to 0, so the return integer can't be negative. Cool. Alright, well, let's solve the bus dilemma and get the hell to sleep. Alright, we've got, like, again, 20 to 30 minutes maybe if we're lucky. And at the end of 20 or 30 minutes, I set a timer, basically. If we haven't solved it by then we'll just have to continue on tomorrow. So we've got a hard stop for our short stream tonight. So let's dive into this. Training. Hey, it's Topher. Hello and good evening. Hello and good evening to you, sir. Hopefully your evening is going well. Alright. So, we have our starting point. Variable equals function bus stop. Variable number equals function bus stop. Asset equals number. So in the test case, now the first stop, people getting on, people getting into the array. We've got each array is two items. People getting into the bus is the first item. People getting off the bus is the second. The second value of the first array is 0, because no one's getting off at the first stop. Good. Your task is to return the number of people who are trapped on the bus after the last bus station in the last array. So after all this, we identify how many people are stuck on there. 5 people got on, 8 got off, blah, blah, blah. Somehow the math works out to 17 people left over and 21 for that one. So, take a look at the test case. Please keep in mind that the tests are greater than equal. Okay, so I think we're good. Now what do we have here? We need to set up our arrays. I think it's variable equals, instead of function, I think it's array. And then something. At least that's what I feel like it is. JavaScript array. And I always forget if it's the, I think it's the squared bracket when you call the array. I think you need the curly braces when you're setting it up. No, squared brackets. Damn it, I'm awful. Awful. JavaScript array. MDN. Beep doo doo doo. B. Okay, see, variable cars, blah, blah, blah. Creating an array. There we go. See the square brackets. Why is the scrolling so slow? What is going on? Why is it? Okay, so array name. So that's all we'll need. But we're having a list of an array of arrays. The other thing, are they... what's it called? Is it a multi-level array? I think that's also my question. Do I need to set up a multi-level array? Like, do I need to have this? We're going to just steal theirs as an example. Get rid of the good luck. You know what I mean? This stuff. Is that what they want? Not literally this, but something to that effect. Also, do they tell me? Am I just... I also don't even know what exactly I'm setting up. Like, I can see this. This makes sense. People come on, people get off. Each stop goes by, stuff's getting added up. Oh, I'm doing the formula. I'm setting up the formula to look at the first integer and compare it to the second, and then give the total at the end. That's what I'm setting up. Okay. You can init. You can init an array in JavaScript with array equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can initiate, initialize. I forget what init stands for. I've learned what init was once, but I don't recall what it is. I remember it enough to know that it was a thing. I just don't remember it enough to know what thing it was. You can init an object with object. Aha! Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I'd say you make just one array of the input arrays, and then make a for loop through it. Sorry for the spoilers. No problem at all. We are on a time crunch. Spoilers are welcome. Also, spoilers don't do much for me because I'm still clueless, so there's that. So if I was trapped at a bus stop with 6 to 12 homeless people, and we were all stuck on the bus at the end, what would I do? I would variable number equals function bus stops. So I need to take the first bus stops as a parameter. Bus stops. This is bad. So you want to set up another array inside the function. Can I set up an array inside the function? I shouldn't set up an array inside the function. I should set up the array outside the function. Variable bus stops, and I think this is I think it's bad that I'm calling it bus stops, same as the parameters. Bus array. This is bad. This is all wrong. There's no way I'm going to figure this out in 20 minutes. Okay. Let's pretend JavaScript. Well, let's see what ND. Bananas and fruits. Loop over an array. Oh. Item, index, array. Well, that could be interesting. I think this may actually help us. Topher, sorry man, I haven't been paying attention playing Breath of the Wild. Oh, Breath of the Wild was awesome. So excited for the end of the month. The new DLC pack is coming. It's going to be epic. What am I doing now? I'm trying to not, out of all the people stuck on the bus, I'm the only one who's about to cry because I'm trapped on the bus. That's basically where we're at. That's kind of the situation in a nutshell. I understand. See, this is the bus stops once, the bus stops a second time. The first number is how many people get on the bus. The second number is how many people get off. Since this is the first bus stop, no one's getting off the bus because it's initially empty. But then the following stops, there's the people getting on and the people getting off. However, after the last stop, there are people who remain, those who fell asleep. We are trying to account for how many people are sleeping on the bus after each time. So I need to make a formula, I think, or some type of loop that calculates, regardless of how many bus stops there are, it needs to count the first integer and the second integer of each set. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around setting up an equation that brings in the first thing and the second thing and spits out the total. It should be really straightforward. And I think I basically just described the answer, but it's late and I'm not that clever. So we're kind of dealing with that. More importantly, where are you in Breath of the Wild? Yeah, that's what I want to know. It's kind of hard to identify progress. Ooh, something about yes. Oh god, and I am terrible at usernames. Oh, wait. There's words in your username. Well, I'll get there. Kai. Oh, Kaya? Kaya is there. It's 3 words in your username. There's a name, and then an is, and then a there. I started a fresh game today? Are you kidding? I put 250 hours into Breath of the Wild, and I'm waiting for the DLC to come. Can't start a new game. That's crazy talk. Just got the paraglider. Dear God. Although I'd like to note there's basically getting the paraglider and then the end of the game, and then it's basically all the same for about 200 hours. So, yeah. All right. So passengers, let's take Kaya. It's not Kia because the A comes first. It's got to be Kaya. Kaya is there. We're gonna take Kaya is there's hint. Passengers. Oh, what a great suggestion for a variable. Passengers. Good choice. Plus equals array. Oh, you figured it out. It's Kaya is here, but in German, it's ist er. Kaya ist er. Oh, God. It's Germany and fun. Okay, good. I'm going to count that as today's success for day 167. So if we don't figure this out, I'm going to take that as the win. Awesome. Go team. Now, back to your oh so helpful hint. Topher, I can't believe you restarted Breath of the Wild. Who does that? Crazy talk. Follow-up question. Do you have any of the amiibos? Because there's one amiibo in particular, the Wolf Link amiibo from Twilight Princess. Yeah, so when you scan it in, you get a hunting wolf. It's totally worth it. It's fantastic. Highly recommend getting one. Something about array. Focus, Stephen, focus. We've got minutes left. I and O. Yeah, that's hot. That is hot. I don't have any amiibos. Ooh. Alright. Well, that works. The base game is still tons of fun. Just saying, if there was ever one amiibo to get, it is the Wolf Link amiibo. The wolfy dude with the weird little demon gal sitting on top of him or something like that. But when you scan it in, you get Hunting Wolf, and it's great. It's fantastic. D minus array. Yes, I. Oh, you know what? That's probably a 0, and that's probably a 1. Yeah, typical. Not O. That makes more sense. Although, this might not be a... I mean, I can put in whatever I need for variables and whatnot, but we'll get there. We will get there. Something along the lines... in a for loop. Okay, cool. So we've got you. We've got this. Loop over an array. That's for each. For each is good. Remove from the end. Add to the front of an array. Find the index of an item. Dot push. No. Remove index by position. I don't think we want to do that. Removes an index from position. Copy an array. Syntax. Loop over. Access into. Variable first. Fruit 0. Variable last. Fruit dot length -1. Create an array. Variable fruits, blah, blah, blah. You're close. You're close. Only because I'm so damn familiar with it. Don't have any meat. Can't you just add all the items in each array at index 0 and all items at index 1 and then subtract the 2? Oh, Topher, yes, that. Gotcha. See, I wasn't clever enough to decipher Kaya's. God damn it! I already forgot that. This is why learning to code is so difficult. It's got the attention span of a fucking guppy. Let's get rid of this noise. That's not helping anyone. D. So let's set up I should probably set up the variables inside the function. That's what I'm thinking. Variable passenger on, passenger off. What do I want to call that? Variable enter equals and exit. Variable exit equals. So take all and then we'll set up variable passenger. So array variable array. The timer thingy went off, but frankly I want to keep going. See, do I need to set up the array though? That's the thing that I don't get. Or oh no, it's gonna test. I keep forgetting that their tests will provide the arrays for it. So I'm just setting up the function to test the following. I'm only having to set up the function to test the following. So let's go ahead and take number really will be this. Equals blank, 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 blank. Copy. Yes, good, good. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Why doesn't it, like, exit? How come it made this enter orange and all cool, but it didn't take exit and make it all nifty looking? Is that weird? Maybe it's not weird. Passenger. I'm in a match right now. If you don't figure it out in time, I will quickly do it. In a JS fiddle. You're in a match? What kind of match? That sounds far more interesting than me struggling. People, can you just add all the items at index 0? So I would take, what are they all called? They're all called number index 0. So it would be I don't need to have enter. God, I'm too. Oh, League of Legends match. Gotcha. Gotcha. There's a CODEWARS challenge for simulating a Super Smash Bros. Match. That's kind of cool. See, I think it can be done probably just like how it was mentioned. Passenger plus equals whatever the array is, and blah, blah, blah. You know what? Let's see what error we get with that. Sample test. Yeah, general frustration. Okay, just checking for fun. So what do we have here? We've got how do I tell it? Fruits 0. Copy to be the first one. So I don't want it to be fruits. I want it to be bus stop. Maybe the bus stop parameter is confusing me. Yes and no confusion. Like, maybe it's not confusing me. Variable. Maybe that's what this should be. Outside. Cut. Bus stop. Bus stop equals that. Bus stops. Actually, we don't even need that. And we can call it in parentheses. There. I think. No. That's better. So bus stops, it'll bring all that in. It's going to bring in the 10 and 0, And I know the test case will do that down there, but work with me. I'm crazy. So calling bus stops will bring in this. No. I'll need to have call number. And the parameter for number is bus stops. Yeah. And bus stops is a variable. Which equals that. And when bus stops gets thrown into the function, we now have to piece it together. So how do I indicate that I only want the first index 0 would be this guy here. That would be 0. That would be 1. That would be 2. So to indicate that I want the first set, it's not even that I want the first set, it's that I want all. We're getting there. I need to indicate that I want the first set and that I want the first integer, but not just the first. I need whatever the element is and the first integer. So to loop over item index array, item comma index, blah blah blah. Find an index of an item in an array, push variable blah fruits of index. Damn. Moving item copy an array, blankety blank. Assessing array, accessing, accessing. Either way, JavaScript arrays are 0 indexed. The first element of an array is indexed at 0. The last element is index equal to the value of the array length property minus 1. Yeah, that makes sense. This is the first element. This is the second element. Yeah, 0 and then 1. Array elements are objects. Array dot 0. So years dot 0 would be that. So I think I could do I dot I or something like that, or I dot O. Note the third example. I want to do JavaScript. Functions, arrays, data structures. Yes, arrays and objects in JavaScript. That's what we're looking for. Okay, that's our list. Arrays of arrays. Thank God. Okay. Log new array. Cool. Hint. Nothing special. Next. Jagged arrays. That also works. We don't need a jagged array, but good to know. Mid-lesson breather. Blah, blah, blah. I think what we're looking for is accessing multi-dimensional arrays. Accessing multi-dimensional arrays in JavaScript. Yeah, good, good. Billy Joel, blah blah blah. Higher dot, lower dot PNG doesn't really help us there. Name, value, image. You can transform multi-dimensional arrays to an array of objects like this. You can access the items in the array like regular objects. So it would be const array 0 dot name. Awesome. So I would do bus stop bracket 0 dot 0. I think that's what it would be. Be something similar to that. It would be bus stop dot 0. No, it'd be bus stop dot I and then bus stop dot O. Pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Bus stop. So people entering the bus would be bus stop. I dot I. And then people exiting would be bus stop O. Bus stop. I guess it would be I O dot 0. I think. Yeesh. This is bad. Maybe it would be another set of brackets. Followed by I dot 1. And then passenger would be bus stop minus blank blank blank. I think. I don't even know. Just everything hurts. Topher, don't overcomplicate this. Oh god. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to simplify it. I'm just not good at simplifying. You can access arrays using n. I like that. If you have multi-dimensional arrays, then you have arrays that store references to another array in their cells. Array 1, 2 equals 1, 2, 3. That would store a reference to an array that contains 1, 2, 3 in the third slot of array 1. Create constructor, you can access the element with the 2 in it using array 1, 2, 1, or alternatively, variable array 2 equals array 1, 2, array 2, 1. Loop through the outer array, bus stops, and access the inner arrays like bus stop IO. I was right with the IO. Oh, but where I was wrong was the dot. See, okay, so I guessed at least this far. But where I went wrong was the dot, so I don't need the dot, apparently. The dot is bad. Okay. So loop through the outer array bus stop. Access the inner arrays, like bus stop IO for the first number, and bus stop I1 for the second. Okay, so instead of creating variables, actually I guess they could be variables. Regardless, I need to do a loop. So I'm looping through. We had our loopy things right here. Loop over. Copy. So something about fruit. That's 4 each. Really, we can just do... Should I keep the 4 each loop or just do a 4? I think just a 4 loop. And function would be... Well, we don't need the console log bit. Although they did say, what did they want us to do? They wanted to return, was it? Well, that's at the very end. So they just want to return whatever the leftover is. So that's a number. This last number, I believe, is the number itself that they're looking for. The instructions? Yeah, here's the instructions. That's all the instruction-y goodness. Topher. Add up all the passengers. Then all existing passengers in your loop. And then after your loop, subtract the 2. Okay, I'm just going to set up a for loop. In my mind, a for loop would go for something, for bus stops, I had a for loop saved in my notes from the past nightmare with weird constructor. Copy. See this? See this? No. Okay. So, function something or other. This time it's just bus stop. Bus stop. Variable is... I don't know. We'll come up with variable something soon. For... Maybe it does need to be for each. Do I need a for each loop for an array? Because here they're using for each versus just a regular for loop. I think I'd use for each because I want to do it with each array. pretty sure it's for each. For loops in JavaScript. For each is good too, but you can stick with the other kind of loop if you don't understand for each yet. Need arrays, array positioning, array loops. Do what you're comfortable with. There are a lot of ways to solve this. You could use a for loop for each, a map, reduce, etc. God, okay. Loops and arrays. I just want to see an example here with, so cities. It'll go through cities.length. So I would do bus stop.length. It'd be bus stop.length and then the brackets. No, it'd be bus stop with the brackets and then dot length. That's what it would be, I think. Well, we can leave it as, well, bus stop. Something. Is that weird? Is that wrong? This feels like a bad idea. I'm just trying to see where the for loop fits in. I know a for loop is needed. I get the concept of that, but yeah, that's super wrong. That is hashtag wrongsies. It's cause it's the again, it's that thing where I'm trying to separate the fact that I can use the variables for everything. I can use the variables for in the function, and I can use the variables within like the for loop, and it's all a different, I can have multiple labels for passing the same information through it. And it'd be so much easier in my mind. I could be like, instead of the variable I, if I could see bus stops. It's like bus stops starting at 0, and then it's going to bus stops here, and when I call it, it would be bus stops down here. Like, so I'm just, it's all very abstract when it's just variables, and it can change from, in the function, we're referring to bus stop, but within the for loop in the function, we're just referring to it as I, and anything like that. Yeah, it makes my soul feel itchy. Oh. Okay, Topher, for let I, oh god, and the let. When do I know to use let? When is let acceptable? I always use variable, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but I see let all over the place. For let I equals 0, I bus stop dot length, I plus plus. You need to check whether I is still smaller than the length of the array. So it is bus stops dot length, so I was kind of headed down the right path. Barely. I is your counter variable that you use to determine the end of the loop and to have a variable that that contains the current interesting index in your array that you iterate through. Let is the new variable in newer. Let is the new variable in newer JavaScript. It's proper lexical scoping and recommended for newer style of JavaScript. Let is a variable, but let means it's just temporary. They do the same thing, but when you need to read, let's gonna be gone soon. You've been using variable up until now. Just continue using variable until you start learning about lexile scope and hoisting. Okay. So we're gonna do Topher's recommendation for the for loop, but I'm gonna stick with my variable. So instead of bus stops, it will stay I equals 0. I is less than something about bus stops. Variable bus stop dot length and I++. Okay. Variable result plus s. So I should change that to passengers entering. P enter. Passengers enter. Sure. And this will be passenger enter. Enter. And result will be passengers enter. Okay. I don't recall what the S is from. But, you know what? We're headed in the right direction. What was the S from? Oh, it was because there were two parameters. We don't need the plus S. Here it used to be N, S. That's what this guy was from, because I had grabbed this for loop from a past exercise. We got rid of the S. We changed the N to bus stops. And so we can get rid of this guy, I think. I don't know, we're going to live with that for now. So where would I put the for loop? I would take you, copy, and then I think I can do the same exact thing for... Can I do the same loop? But I have two for loops, one for people entering and one for people leaving. Or would I just use the same for loop for both? See, because I was thinking I need to set up like a variable p exit, you know? And I think that's wrong. Bad times. I'm gonna clear out the noise that I have down here. There's that. Okay. Topher, passengers entering should be initialized as 0. Cool. Instead of an empty string. Nice. Then that makes me wonder, do I need to have anything inside the for loop? I feel like I do. What's that, tiny cat? Hey, you're a kit. Okay, what other comments? For this assignment, you just need to know a few things. Variables, number arithmetic, a simple for loop, and knowledge about how to access arrays and their lengths. With those tools, the assignment is easily solvable. Well, easily is relative. Close enough, easy is easy. I'm just not up to par. P enter isn't changing. Passenger entering should be initialized to 0. Empty string, yes. You need to think about how you want to solve this problem manually. The algorithm, once you have that down, you can tackle the next thing, translating that detailed manual algorithm into JavaScript. Okay, that's why I've got all this weird nonsense. I keep trying to think about each little piece and then stumbling together. It's just there's a lot of stumbling on my end involved before actually reaching a conclusion. Okay, so P enters. Let's clear this nonsense and P exit equals. I don't know if it should be 0, but I'm just going to follow suit above. For variable bus stop length, variable P exit. And then I'd feel like I'd have. I want to have at some point P enter minus P exit. And I want that to be result or something like that. I want to get to the point where this can happen, like return. After everything is all said and done, I want to be able to return. I think return result. Or no, it would be variable. Blah blah blah. And then return result or something like that. I want to get there, kind of. I don't know if that's where I want to be, but this is really what I feel like where I'm heading to. I need to calculate the number of people that enter, figure out the number of people that exit, somehow get that together. You know what I mean, right? I only need one loop? How the hell can I do it with only one loop? That's the part that I'm missing. I'm not creative enough to see that, but you can also do it using 2 loops. I know I could do it using 2 loops. I'm trying to find the easiest way to do it, and there's a 97% chance that I'm just confusing myself. You could do it using 2 loops if you add up exited and entered separately. It may be less elegant. If that doesn't highlight exactly what I am, less elegant, that's perfect. But a working solution is better than a fast one, at least for Guinea. The simplicity helps, though, because this is scary to look at. Weird constructor Topher, JS Fiddle, is this best practice solution? I can change the var in font test array to constant. Far to the left, I'm so clicking the JS Fiddle link. Variable 1 test 2. Sleeping passengers. Function, bus stop. Oh, see, you're one of the cool kids where after they submit it and I see they change the base template stuff. I always want to change the base template variables, but I never know what to change them to. You changed it to sleeping passengers, and visually that makes sense. Interesting. Variable sleeping passengers equals function bus stop. Variable passengers equals 0. For I equals 0, I is less than bus stop length. Oh, because bus stop is checking the entire array. Bus stop is checking everything. Fuck. Okay, so bus stop length plus passengers plus equals bus stop I0 minus bus stops I1. And then that's returning the passengers. Oh, damn. Okay. So really, let me get done. BDX Inc. Why spoil yourself? No, not spoiling. It's been, I don't even know how long. I far exceeded my time limit. I said I was only gonna, I set a timer and I said I was only gonna stream for like 20 minutes, but I just got sucked up with wanting to see the end of it. So it would have been another 37 hours before I pieced this all together. Well, I don't know. Best practices are relative and heavily dependent on the coding style one has to adhere to, usually only interesting in software projects consisting of multiple developers. For a small snippet of code, I think that's fine. Now, visualize. Like, I can see what's needed. I can see... This is very similar to, I think, 2 nights ago, when Weird Constructor was here last time. There were 2 ways to do it. There was, like, the for loop version, and then there was the, like, something dot repeat. It was exactly what was something similar to this. Anyways, and I had both set up. Like, I was on my way to solving both possibilities. In this, I had a lot going. I had the for loop. I've got both. It's messy and ugly. And I've got the result and the return thing, but it's just not quite all the potential pieces are there. It's just not put together pretty. So seeing your example greatly helps sort out a lot of the nonsense in my head. Let's do return result. Let's have a closing tab there. So I'm not even sure. Weird Constructor. I'm just interested to see the top answers on CODEWARS challenge. Always interesting. Your lines 6 and 12 should not contain var. 6 and 12. Death to that. And death to this. Farewell, var. Var is only necessary to tell the JavaScript compiler that identifiers p-enter and p-exit are meant to be variables from that declaration. Sometimes slightly more verbose, easier to conceptualize and understand. Result p minus p was a correct line. Oh, that was a good thing? Well, death. Result equals p enter minus p exit. Okay. Semicolon. Now, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Alright. So I'm going to have... We're going to take number and... It's awful. I don't like the 2 for loops. It's confusing me. I'm gonna try it with the 1. We're gonna change it to passengers. Passengers. Good. Passengers. I like that. So in the end, copy. It should be return passengers. This should also be passengers equals something. I know we're kind of tinkering with the P enter and P exit thing, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Copy. Let's set passengers to 0. And then our for loop will have variable I equals 0. That's safe. I is less than the bus stop length I. And passengers, it should be more than just equals. Should be plus equals. Weird constructor, it needs to say number because the test refers to right. It needs to say number because the test refers to the function by the variable number. Okay. So, well, let me set it up with passengers because I can visualize a pad. The number just seems weird. I know that's what it'll be, but we'll get there. So it's, hold on. Oh god, sneezy death. Everyone brace yourselves. Yeah. No, I totally thought I had a sneeze coming. Yeah. Okay. We're getting there. We are getting there. Variable passenger is great. Variable name fits the problem perfectly. Hold the phone. I can still have... This can be named... Can I have this be named number? And this be named passengers and everything, the world keeps spinning? I think it can, but I'm not sure. Okay, it fits the problem perfectly, except the first line of the course. Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. That helps. All right. Awesome. So, the other thing I wanted to do was bus stop. And bus stop with the new oh god. It was I and 0. And I and 0. Cut. Yeah. Mostly good. Constant passengers. Function. Number. Bus stops. Would probably be a way around it. Clever. Interesting. Don't confuse. We're in a perma state of confusion. We know tomorrow I'll be just as confused as I was today, as I was yesterday in the last 167 plus days. That is my superpower. Infinite confusion. Yeah, that's me. That is not a helpful skill. But it is an infinite resource. All right, hold on. What else did we need to do? I feel like I'm so close. Let's clean up some of the lineage. So I have variable number, function bus stops. I have the open curly brace. I have variable passengers, starts off at 0. For variable I equals 0. I is less than or greater to bus stops dot length. I plus plus, so we'll go through the whole bus array. Blah, 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 blah. And then we'll take passengers plus equals bus stops I 0. The first integer for each one as it goes through minus bus stops I. Oh, 1. It should be 1. 1. This is why we're checking our code. So that'll be all the second integers for everything. That has an opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. Let's get rid of the extra space and then return passengers, right? Passengers. It was 0. We have the for loop. It will now equal this. And then we're going to return that. Okay. I think I can live with that. Alright. It's interesting that a stream where people help someone else has more viewers than my stream where I code games and compilers. But I understand it kind of. Game dev and compilers are two advanced topics for most people to watch. Are you doing a challenge a day? And that's what I call good practice. Kind of. I mean, I didn't think I'd finish the whole challenge tonight. I only gave myself like 20 minutes, but I just got sucked up into coding and I couldn't stop. And I wanted to finish it, but yeah, most days I do like a challenge or a lesson. The first like 160 days were all Code Academy, where I try to do at least one lesson a day, sometimes more. And here at CODEWARS, I'm just trying to at least get through one lesson a day, and I'm trying to find the easiest ones, but I keep picking ones that I suck at. But it's a good opportunity to learn. So, anyways, doing a challenge gay, BDX code look good, it all comes together. The more advanced the topic or in-depth the project, the fewer viewers I've noticed. Read Constructor, how often do you stream? 2 times a week. That's good, that's fun. I'm daily, but it totally varies. Sometimes it's midday, sometimes it's in the morning. Usually, it's just before midnight because I procrastinate. Procrastination and confusion. Those are my strong suits in life. Yeah. All right. So I think everything looks good. Let's run the sample. Fingers crossed. Oh my god, it worked. Little kitty, did you see that? Hey. Wake up, little cat. She's still sleeping. I can't believe we managed to piece that together, guys. That was, again, equally as painful as the last 3 or 4 days. I mean, my god. Okay, thank you all to everyone who assisted guiding. Let's go ahead and submit our attempt to see. Wow, 104. 4 passed. That is cool. Random tests, blah, blah, blah. Really? There were 128 people sleeping on the bus after the last stop? Or 281? How big is this bus? That's... all their examples are like, yeah, 5 or 12. No, or 21. Not 115 and 132 sleeping homeless people stuck on the bus. They are not paying that driver enough to deal with that. Okay, we are going to submit this as our final. And now, the best part of the day is looking at, it's thinking all the other answers that the cool kids have submitted for us that have all the best practices built in. Check out CODEWARS red. Yeah, we'll close that. Okay. Good times. Kai is air. Where you can start left you follow. BDX thank you as well. Thank you for the follow. God, that reminds. I still need to set up all the follower notifications on Streamlabs. I know it doesn't take long, but I just need to do it. It's so many little file thingies. Maybe it's not file thingies. I think I've built it up in my mind that it's some giant, daunting task, but it's probably really straightforward. And the other issue with setting it up is that I only have one screen, so I still won't see the follower notifications pop up on my computer, because I don't have, like, a live stream feed as well. Maybe I can set up sound icons, something, or sound notifications. Anyways, we'll figure that out. Let's look at stuff that other people submitted, and then we'll power down the stream, and we'll shut down day 167. Variable number function bus stops total people equals 0. Very similar to what we have. For loop. Variable I++. Also what we have. Total people plus equals. Oh. Total people. So he's just adding everything to this variable, total people, and then he's just subtracting everything to that variable, kind of simultaneously together, and then he's just calling that variable. That's interesting. Is that what the reduce thing that you were talking about, Topher? That was probably the reduce thing that Topher was talking about earlier. I didn't know that that's what that was. Yeah, I agree. That's fantastic. Whoa, this guy did it with constant number. Oh, Topher also mentioned the constant thing. I have no idea what that does, but good to know. Constant number equals bus stops. I think that's just an arrow, not actually equal to or greater than. Yeah, that's just an arrow. Bus stops dot reduce. Maybe this is the reduce. Maybe just the other one is just a weird formatting. Reduce. This has got to be the reduce. This is probably both the constant and reduce thing. Pn plus 0 minus p plus n0 minus n1. This is I don't even know what I'm looking at. This just makes everything hurt. I think it's awesome they did it in one line, but I'm not cool enough to understand what any of that means yet. How about this? This is a little more elaborate. Thorough? Not elaborate, thorough. Constant number equals bus stop. I can kind of follow that. Bus stop dot reduce n on and then off. Oh, n plus on minus off. And I think it's starting at 0. I think that's what they're indicating. Interesting. That's cool. Okay, it's good. If you have a laptop, you can use that for Streamlabs. That's a good point. I've got my fiance's laptop. I guess I get. Oh, you know what? Yes and no. Like more than half the time. Well, you know what? Probably close to half the time. It is less than half, but close to half the time I'm streaming, she's on her laptop playing Sims, killing time while I yammer into the ether, into the abyss of the internet. So I don't always have access. Like, here's a good. I have to use my phone for chat because I only have one screen. So yeah, that's that. All right, let's do this. We'll call it last one because we're starting to see some redundant answers. Variable number function bus stops. Variable q equals 0. K equals 0. Sum equals 0. This was like my initial one where I had 37 different variables that I all wanted to identify. For like the variable p enter and p exit, and then having the variable result Like that, see? That also makes sense why this is answer number 12 on the cool answers list. So, clearly both me and Rukolsky are severely confused. For variable I equals 0, something about bus stop length, Q equals bus stop I, K equals Q0 minus Q1, sum plus equals K, return sum. Alright, fair enough. Good times. Let's go ahead, check out is there a profile? The profile. Anything good there? Probably not. 60% of the way through the 8 Caillou and 16 honor points. Slowly coming up in the world, 150,000. Yeah, we've got a ways to go. Okay, well, let's close out of all this. Closing. Good times. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by. Topher, thank you for the guidance. Kai ist thank you. Weird Constructor, thank you again. Who else we had? I could have sworn there was Remerol for like a blip, and anyone else who may have stopped by to view the stream. Thank you very much. Any and all views are greatly appreciated, and thank you again for all the guidance. It greatly helps. I would still be here for another 4.5 hours beating my head against the keyboard. But with that said, let's back out of CODEWARS and dive into OBS. We will be stopping the stream. The adventure continues tomorrow with day 168. But in the meantime, day 167 comes to a screeching halt. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.